Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. You know it is JJ and JJ's PC Builds. Guess what, everybody? It's time for graphics card nightmares right here. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. We're working towards 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. What I mean by 4,000 watch hours, you watch the video from beginning to end. Each video, every video, all 200 plus videos, it would be much appreciated. Will help us grow and get monetized. And I want to say thank you for the new subscribers that did subscribe. And I want to say it's awesome to see you all once again, the ones that are subscribed. And the ones that are watching the channel, welcome. Welcome to the family. Welcome to JJ's PC Builds. Subscribe. There we go. All right, let's just go ahead and dive right in without further ado. Let's go to the action screen and see what's going on. Yes, it looks a little dark in the background here, so guess what? It's kind of back to the nightmare. So, we're kind of doing something a little different this day, this morning, this evening. You never know when it is, but just to let you know, it is going to be a good one. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. And do enjoy yourself. And while you're enjoying yourself, make sure you got your drink and snacks with you. I know I do. Let's go ahead and get into it. Turn this action screen on. See, there we go. We got the action screen on. Oh, and by the way, I'm thinking about getting a new microphone. I'm tired of moving this one backwards and forwards. Okay, I'm thinking about getting one that's going to mount onto the desk and where, it's hands-free, so I don't have to move it anymore. So that's in the works. I'm going to work on getting one of those, and I know I look like Mr. Bubblehead up in the bottom right corner, so I think it's better to have the black background, and y'all see me up front than anything. I think that's a good thing, don't you think? But anyway, let's go ahead and just jump right into it and get this show on the road. Let's go over here to Amazon and make sure that the mic volume's on too. This is kind of the second time of me doing this, and I want to explain the nightmare I just did to myself. I was trying to, greet you all as I was coming in, and I did a boo-boo. I forgot to enable the mic. So basically, I was just talking to the screen, and no one can see it. So I had to start all over again. So, it's kind of weird that I had to start all over again, but you know what? I'm going to do it right this time. Let's see. Graphics. That'll work right there. Graphics card for gaming PCs. And for the computer section. And we'll go from here. Okay, 3060, $364. Well, it's got 12 gigabyte, it's GDDR6, but it's not 6X. 12 gigabytes, PCIe 4.0. Not too bad for 364. That's not really a nightmare. It looks like the dual RTX 3060 is coming down in price, but you got to understand that the 4070, the Asus dual RTX 4070, 12 gigabytes, GDR6X, that's still $599. So I say that because for the simple fact I'm using it right now. So I thought I would never get an nvidia graphics card. I was kind of puzzled when I did that. We got one here for $359, Oh, this came down in price because last week, if you remember, it was 119 for the RX 580. Now it's down to $99. They need to bring it down to like maybe $79. But they're getting there. They're getting there. It's coming down in price. So the RX 580 is coming down in price. 3060 is maybe about $5 or $10. So, going on and moving on from there. Looks like they're advertising on Amazon more of the 3060, 3050, the RX 580s. Looks like they're advertising more of that. They're trying to push it through. Like the 1660 Super, for 219, 6 gigabytes, GDR6. Eh, kind of. I still think it's a nightmare. Because that's still the 10 series. It's not the 20 series. 710, I wouldn't pay $59 for that. That's robbery. 6700 XT 349. No, you would be better off to go with the 3060. Just in my opinion, 3050, $272. No. I would never pay $272 for that. That's a nightmare. That card right there gives you very little. For 8 gigabytes, it gives you very little performance, I think. A lot of people have been saying that. I'd be better off to go with this 5500 XT instead of this 3050 for 139. But that's just my opinion. They got the 5500 XT, 730 I wouldn't buy, 4070 Ti. It looks like it's $800. It did come down in price. It looks like it came down a little bit in price. A little bit, not much. So, let's see, 4080, that came down in price. It's $11.52. I like to see that down to like $8.99, like I told y'all last week. I like to see that down to $899. That would be worth it. For $8.99. The 1030 64-bit, nope. 580. See, they pop up all these oddball ones, but they're not popping up any really in front the good ones. So that right there will confuse any new person that is first time building, and they see all these little oddball graphics cards, and then they're going to get all confused. Do your homework before you buy a graphics card. Do your homework. See what's the from the best to the worst, and what you can afford. And sorry, it's best to save up here and there and get what you want to run with the system you want. So, just save up a little bit and do yourself that favor. Right now, graphics card prices in certain areas are going to come down a little bit, but as far as the majority of the prices, they're going to stay the same. And, as soon as the other new cards come out from nvidia and AMD, and, prices are just going to go back up. So, but also to remember, they do have what they say, the 4060 Ti coming out, 8 gigabytes. 8 gigabytes really doesn't do that much for the new top tier games. You're best off to get 12 to 16 gigabytes of VRAM. If not, save your money till July when the 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte comes out. Save your money till then. Now, unless you want to get the 4070 Ti with 12 gigabytes, that's like right here, 869. I'm gonna be honest with you. We're gonna flip one more page. Okay, they got the 5500, 4 gigabytes, 139. No, you can get something better than that for that price. 3050, absolutely not. 1660, absolutely not. Sooner or later, them older cards are going to be phased out, and then you all are going to be stuck with older cards, and you put all that money into your older cards instead of getting something newer and better. So do remember, those cards will phase out sooner or later. Let's just keep moving on down the road and see what we can find. And it looks like the first page and the second page, you're getting about the same thing. Okay, you're getting about the same reaction, you know, as far as finding a good graphics card. I mean, 7900 XT, I don't know. I'm still a little skeptical about that. Keep on moving down the road. See what we can find. 2060 for 245. Absolutely not. I wouldn't buy that if they shook a stick at it. 6700 XT. That's still around the 400 range, but even that being around the 400 range, and then you got the $600 4070, that's $200 difference for price to performance. You got to look at the percentages. See, this is way, what you do is you go over here, you just type in RT. Ooh, let's see, RTX 4070, right? Go one step further, go specs, right? So we'll go right here to Tech Power Up. And what we'll do is we'll go down to the leaderboards. We'll do the Asus Dual RTX 4070 OC. Now they got the RTX 4070 in the OC version. Don't mix that up. Okay? Do not mix that up. Okay? Now you can see the different versions, of what's going on. So now you got something to really look forward to. I mean, it's not a bad card. It's definitely, the numbers are definitely up there where they need to be. It's got everything it needs. I mean, it's got 184 tensor cores and all that, But you're looking for something that you can bargain with. Okay, so let's go backwards a little bit. Let's say the 6700 XT. Okay, so we'll do the 6700 XT. And we'll see what pulls up. 6700 XT right here. So, okay. Relative performance. Okay, so you said the 4070. Okay, so we got the 4080, the 4070 Ti, 3080, 4070 right here. So between the Radeon RX 6700 XT and the 4070, it looks like that the RTX 4070 has a relative of 51% more. 51% more than the 6700 XT. So that's like 1.5. So So we go by 1.5. And plus, if you took the price of this card and you added a half more to it, okay, let's say, you find the 6700 XT for 349, right? 349. Let's see, what can we do here? Okay, so we take 349, right? And divide that by 2, and we come up with $174.50. Okay, so if you're going to get something better, then what we're going to do is we're going to open up another calculator, right? So we're going to open up another calculator, right? So you take the 349, add the 174.5. So it all in all, if you had 1.5 of that card for the same, and plus you get DLSS 3 and some other features that nvidia has, the difference between the two, so you take the $599 and you minus the 524.49. $75 difference. You're paying for $75, and if you get the RTX 4070, you're paying $75.50 more. Okay, just to give you a rough ballpark. Okay, so compared the 6700 to that, in actuality, the RTX 4070 is the cheaper way to go. In actuality, it's the cheaper way to go. Just to let you know that. So, moving on down the road. I know that kind of seemed crazy. You're probably thinking, well, why did I cut that card, one full card and half of one? Because the simple fact is this: you want something close to the equation of 50%, right? So this is actually between 50 and 51%, right? So you're taking the actual card, and say if you want to add half more horsepower to that card, so basically you're going to cut that card in half and add it to that card. So that's 1.5. So that's basically what we're coming. You need 1.5 of those cards to equal the 4070. So in price comparisons, that makes, the RTX 4070 50% faster. But as a $75 variant, so with the 50%, 50% more, that kind of ties it down to like 25%. So, but what makes up another 25% is the stuff that comes along with the RTX 4070. Okay, the extra boost here and there. As I'll tell you what, the card will boost to the RTX 4070 will boost to 2900 megahertz plus. So it will boost up to 2900 megahertz plus. Reason why I say that is because I know that. I've already tested the card. I know exactly what it does. So I'm already to that point. So it's not a nightmare after all. But just as a point, the 6700 XT Or yep, the 6700 XT is not a bad card, but for price to performance, it's not giving an uplift of 50% like the other ones are, like the 4070 RTX 4070. Now the 6950 XT is 629, and do remember that 599.99 minus 629.99 equals $30. So for $30 more, $30 more, you're getting an additional 4 gigabytes of VRAM to this card, and just a couple here and there. But yeah, and look at it this way. Yeah, this card might beat the RTX 4070, but it's only by 30. It's only by $30. So if you're gonna get something, you want something, in between $600 and $700, then 6950 XT will be your best bet with 16 gigs of a GDR6. So you're best off to go that route if you're gonna go that route. So moving on down the road. That's about pretty much good enough for Amazon. Now let's go to Newegg and see what's cooking. We'll see what's cooking. We'll go to Newegg and see what's up. Okay, so let's tie the graphics. Graphics cards. Okay. Now, RTX 3070, 559. The 3070 Ti, 559. Okay, now, if you do get that card, instead of getting the RTX 4070, guess what? It's not going to be worth it by the time that the RTX 3060 Ti 16 gigabytes comes out. Okay, it's not going to be worth it because this card's only 8 gigabytes, and they're looking at the 16 gigabytes for $499. The 4060 Ti. So we're looking at $499 for that. A $500 card. Now a $400 card would be the 4060 Ti 8 gigabytes. And then your next step down would be the 4060, and they'll probably want to do like 329 or something like that. But you still got them next tier cards coming out between May and July. May and July. Do remember that. Between May and July, you're going to have new cards come out from nvidia, but also too you're going to have a new card coming out from AMD. So you might want to wait a little bit before you decide to buy a card, unless you can get a better deal than what they're advertising right here for at least the 4070 or the 4070 Ti or greater, or the 7900 XT or the 7900 XTX. You're kind of limited on the cards you want to pick if you want the next generation series. So let's keep moving on down the road. The 4090 they want $2,000 for. Oh, good God. You know, they got the 4070 Ti 849. You know, it's $850 compared to $600, compared to $365, compared to $380, you know, and you keep moving on down the road. 3080, $750. A 3080, you know, that generation's going to start moving down the road, and you're not going to be able to get that generation. You know, the 30 series is going to start moving down the road sooner or later. Once all these new 40 series comes out, the rest of it, 30 series is going to vanish. The only place you're probably really going to see it is going to be over there at e-waste, I mean eBay. So moving on down the road, see what else we can find. 4070 OC. Now see, they got this one right here for $669. So you're spending $70 for one extra fan. You're spending $70 for one extra fan. I can't see it. I'd rather get the Asus Dual, which I have, and it's the 4070, which I have, and it's the OC version, which I have. So I'm not looking for another nightmare. So let's keep moving on down the road and see what we can find. See if there's something good that you might want. And right now, I don't see too many that's coming out that's really going to be good for what you want. I mean, they got the 6600 8 gigabytes for $219. You know, 12 gigabytes. They got 24 gigabytes. Gigabytes got 24 gigabytes of VRAM for $1,700. And that is the 4090 24 gig. But I'm not even thinking about that right now. I mean, all I'm doing is I'm showing you what's going on Newegg right now, what you can sink your teeth into, that's going to get you down to where you need to be with the graphics card. Look, if you don't need to buy a graphics card, then don't. Then just enjoy the show. Okay? So if you don't need a graphics card, just enjoy the show. Watch it from beginning to end. And we'll continue to go through. There might be somebody that wants to buy a graphics card, but another thing, if you don't want a no-nonsense graphics card, then you can also, too, you can call up to these big box stores and look for open box. See if you can get a good discount on open box items. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming back to these big box stores, so this might be a time that you can talk a deal with them to get something you want for a low price. You know, and I'm not knocking none of the, and okay, AIB partners, I'm not knocking you. I knock the prices, what I think the prices should be, and that's kind of the nightmare for the customer, what they kind of looking at, the kind of prices they want to see. All I'm doing is telling you that. I'm not knocking the company, I'm not knocking the products, and I'm not kissing butt neither. So just to let you know that. But that's how it rolls with me. The companies, if they got a problem, then, you know, I'm sure they'll resolve it in time. You know, as far as me recommending products, if the product's really great, then I'm going to recommend it. If I test it and it runs great for me, I know it's going to run great for you. And I can tell you right now, the RTX 4070 is going to rock your world. It's rocking mine. So it might rock yours. If you're not into overclocking and you just want to use it for what it is, then it's perfect for you. I don't see no overheating. Right now it's sitting at 91 degrees Fahrenheit, not Celsius, Fahrenheit, because 91 degrees Celsius means that it'll be up to 160 something degrees Fahrenheit. You'll be killing the GPU chip itself. You'll be killing it if it's 91 degrees Celsius. But no, it's 91 degrees Fahrenheit. It's running awesome. It clocks up when I need it, and it clocks down and stays right low key. I mean, it runs at, it gives me like a 1% usage sitting idle, 1 to 0%. So it just barely flickers, and it might do on the idle side might do about maybe 6.5, 7 watts, but on the high side it'd do about 197 watts. So, but this is another cool part. The 197 watts is coming from the motherboard. Now it's telling me on the 8-pin connector it's only running at 147 watts. So it's not even going over 150 watts on the 8-pin connector. So it's going 3 watts lower on the 8-pin connector, because every 8-pin connector maxes out at 150 watts. You can stress it to 165. That's as far as you want to stress those 8-pin connectors, is to 165. So, but for 150, not even 150 watts on that connector, doing great. Moving on down the road, we don't want to make this a long video, so you guys got the idea of what's going on in Newegg. Okay, now we're going to come over here to eBay. eBay. You guys know I love picking on eBay. That's just me. I mean, I pick on them. I mean them no harm. I know they got stuff that they keep in the background, you know, that works good for what they're doing. You know, used products, new products, you know, whatever they're selling on eBay, you know, they're selling. So, let's see. The A4000 16 gigabytes GDR6 RTX, $550. No freaking way. That's a nightmare in itself. Why would you pay $550 for it? That's just nonsense. I mean, if I want something that's going to be equal to a 4090, you know, that's not going to be it there. That's not equal to a 4090. That's more or less like equal to the 4080. You know, that's about as far as I'll push that, is about the 4080. So the 1080 got 135 at it. 5700 XT 159. 1660 Super 115. 3060 280 or best offer. Anytime they say best offer and you see if that's the plastic that it come wrapped in, if this is the plastic that it come wrapped in, that might be a good deal for you. $280. But anybody buying a 3060, you're going to be crazy buying a 3060 for $280. Ain't nobody going to be buying a 3060 for $280. Not unless you're getting the 4060 you know, the 4060 is going to be equal to $300. So you see the variation in that. You get that down to like 199. I think you get a better deal. So 5600 XT 109. I can see it. It's feasible. Let's see what else. 1080 Ti, nope. Let's see, 2080 Ti 324, nope. 3070 $350. Oh, RTX 8 gigabyte 350. Or best offer. Well, if they do that at $299, $300, maybe that sounds like a better deal for $300. Titan X, nope. Let's see, 2060, nope. Nope. 3070 Ventus, nope. I heard they're having problems with the Ventus. That's why I'm saying no. 5700 XT 169. Good. It's a good starter one. That's a good starter GPU if you're just learning to build your first computer. That's a good starter one, you know. So, moving down the road. And when they stack them up like this, everybody, when they stack them up like this, that's crypto mining. Those are coming from crypto mining stations. So I wouldn't spend $285 on it. Not for a 6700 XT. They got to be out their mind. 5700 XT 159 2070 194, not even. 580, not even. See, I'm just keeping rolling down the road telling you if it's good or not. Okay, now 3090, a 3090 for 725 or best offer. Well, the best offer is if they take off the shipping and they make this $699 or maybe $600. Yeah, maybe if it's $600, yeah, that would be a good deal. Let's see. But if you're looking for a 3090 Founders Edition, they're selling one for $725 or best offer with $35 shipping. So if they say best offer, make sure you try to cut the greatest deal you can to get the best price. Especially if it's either used, with it being used, you don't want to run into problems when you get it. So make sure you get a 30-day return warranty on that. Make sure you get a 30-day return warranty. Strix 4090 gaming 735. Wow. Now if there's no problems with that one, wow. 735. Oh yeah. Y'all make sure you look at this. Brand new, unbranded. What do they mean by unbranded? Let's have a little peeky look and see what they mean by unbranded. Is it real? Is it a Strix? That's going to be the question. Is it a Strix? I want to know what they mean by unbranded. So that's why I'm looking. Looks like it comes with everything in the box. Free shipping, product details. Make sure you all get a click on this. This is a Strix 4090 You know, it comes with the creative 30-day trial and graphics card holder. Wow. Wow. So y'all might want to take a look at that. Somebody might want to get in on that action. It looks like it. I mean, could be a deal. It could be a deal maker or a deal breaker. So you might want to get in on that. But we're moving on. Since we already spent our $600, there's no way I can get the 4090. So it'd be nice to, but my system won't hold a 4090 unless I get a bigger case, I get a bigger power supply, I get a better motherboard, better processor. I have to get the whole 900 yards for the 4090. So I'd have to get a whole new PC to house the 4090. So let's see what we see. And we keep moving on down the road. See if we see something. Oh, the 6800. That's not too bad. I mean, 388. That's not too bad. But do remember, the RTX 4070 is neck and neck with the RX 6800. So do keep that in mind. Do keep that in mind. So we keep moving on down the road. What else? What else? What else? What goodies do we have today? What goodies do we have? More goodies, more goodies. 3090 for $879. Wow. They must be really hurting to get rid of some stuff here. But anyway, we're going to move ourselves over there to Micro Center. We saw what eBay had to offer, so we'll go to Micro Center. And I'll give you my final thoughts after we get done with Micro Center. So here we go. Let's get this show on the road and type in some graphics cards. Okay. Now they got the PNY 4070 Ti for $839.99, so $840. All right, moving over on the road. Still the same price as last week on these. Hasn't changed, hasn't budged. The 4070 WinForce triple fan, $599. That's not a bad deal, especially if you got the case to hold it. See, but my case only holds 260 millimeters for the length to the front and back. And from side to side, it's just right at the right point with the RTX 4070. The cable just touches the glass. So these triple GPUs, triple fan GPUs, those are going to be way too big for this case that I got. So I'm happy with what I got. I'm not complaining at all. Okay. So see this right here? You can get this right here, this Asus GeForce RTX 4070 Dual right here, same one I got for $599, but looks like they're giving it with the purchase of select GeForce RTX 40 series GPU or desktop, get free was that 4 or 5, something like that, 6 looks like they're giving something away for free. So it looks like you get a freebie if you go over there to, and you go shopping there over there at Micro Center, or you just want to take a look for yourself. Then go to http double dot backslash www.microsoft.com and give them a gander and see what they got. You can see everything they got in the store online. So, but if you want to make sure it's there, that I'm sure they got a contact number. You can call them and see if they got it there and make some kind of deal where they'll hold it for you, and then you drive up, pick up your product, and boom, you're off to your races. So let's move on down the road. And don't forget, Micro Center does have a lot of good stuff, especially if you want to do water cooling, you want to do an AIO, and stuff like that. Stuff you're not too sure of buying from Amazon or Newegg or eBay. You want to go and eyeball it for yourself and have a day with your better half or yourself. Just go yourself alone and have a big old, all day at Micro Center and do your shopping and, having a great evening. That's the way I look at it. So if I do go to Micro Center, I'm not going to spend just an hour in Micro Center. I'm going to go in the morning when they open up, and I'm going to spend all day, all the way to the time they close. I'm going to spend that whole day going over every bit of all the products they got there. I'm sure it'll take longer than a day, but we're going to try to pack it in. When I get that chance and I do go over there to Micro Center, you all will come with me. And I'll make sure of that for sure. Like I told you, I got something coming in the mail, and I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet. So let's get moving on down the road. And, GPU prices are a little bit high. So we do realize that. So let's go ahead and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. And, we're going to give you the final thoughts of what I think about the GPUs this week. Okay, understand this. For this week, compared to last week, I really don't see much dropping in price. I really don't. It's staying about equilibrium right now. That means the prices ain't going down, they're not going up. When those new GPUs drop from nvidia and AMD, the prices of those are going to drop. So you're looking in between a $329 price all the way up to a $500 price for the newer graphics cards coming out. Now, I'm not sure so much on AMD what they got cooking, but that's what NVIDIA's got cooking right now. So if you're going to wait, I would wait to see what they got coming out. If you're going to wait for the 16 gigabyte 4060 Ti, then wait for it. If you want something now, then get something now. Because that 4060 Ti is going to be $500. We know this. Okay, so the 4070 non-Ti, that's $600. So you get their biggest tier card for the 4060 Ti is $500. 4070 non-Ti, $600. But $200 more, you get the 4070 Ti. There's a big price difference in between the two. Okay, so truth in performance wise, price to performance, the 4070 is a better bet. Looking at all the games it plays, looking at everything that it's accomplished, and everybody doesn't think, that it's a great card. Okay, but there are some people that do. There are some people that do think it's a great card. So maybe you should go watch those reviews, and maybe you can see some of my reviews that I did on benchmarking the 4070. Because on one of my last videos, I did a stress test on the 4070, like a 10-minute stress test, pushing the clocks all the way up to the max, pushing everything all the way up to the max to see if the card was going to crash, or it was going to blow up, or it was going to crack, or anything else. 10 minutes solid. And it didn't. The Asus Dual nvidia RTX 4070 didn't do that. The only time it crashed was because I pushed it harder than you would think on the GPU. The GPU, I pushed the clocks 700 times higher than what was normal. Okay? And it crashed it. It was only supposed to go up to 250 plus 250. So that was the max. Especially being at 1400, and the memory being at 1400, and what was it, 1450 boosted upwards, close to almost to 12,000 megahertz. See, right now you're like, 12,000 megahertz, that don't make sense. Well, the way they got it set up, that's how it's set up. It shows, but running at base level, it shows 10,700 megahertz. I have no idea why, which I'm going to look into it, and I'm going to, if y'all know that Q&A, why that card says it's at 10,702 megahertz on the memory, leave a comment below. Let me know. I know the answer to it. I just want to see if you all knew the answer to it. Just leave a comment below. We're going to see who knows this. I know the answer to it. I'm just trying to see if you guys know the answer to that. But anyway, it's a great card, but they got more cards coming out. We're going to have to see what the lower tier is going to bring as far as prices and everything else. If it's going to be worthy of getting these cards, time will tell. But we are getting to the 1 hour mark, so we're going to go ahead and cut it right here. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. And we're trying to work towards 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Make sure you watch the videos from beginning to end, and you watch every one of the videos if you could. It would be much appreciated. That puts more time on the clock. We need to get up to that 4,000 hours on the watch time, and we need to get to 1,000 subscribers. So tell your friends to subscribe. Tell their friends to subscribe, and keep the word going. Let's grow this family to, I'd love to see 1 million subscribers, really. But anyway, until the next time and the next video, this is JJ on JJ's PC Builds. We will see you on the next one.